You guys, we need to talk about Love Island again, because things are absolutely exploding after the reunion. The drama didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. It's only gotten wilder since the public finally saw what went down. Remember, that reunion was filmed 2 weeks before it aired, which means a lot of the Islanders have been sitting on their feelings, waiting for the world to catch up, and now that it's out, everyone is noticing cracks, missing moments, and possible secrets that never made it to screen. Jeremiah and Austin have started speaking out about what was cut, and Ace? He's stirring the pot by calling out Nick, saying that Nick and Olandria's whole relationship doesn't look genuine. To make it even more shocking, Ace admitted he's not as close with Nick anymore. That is huge, considering how tight things looked inside the villa. And the mess doesn't stop there. Fans caught something interesting. Nick has unfollowed Huda since the reunion aired, but here's where it gets strange. If his decision was really based on what happened at the reunion, why didn't he hit that unfollow button right after filming Wrapped? Why wait 2 whole weeks just as everyone else was reacting to the televised version? The timing has people buzzing, wondering if there's more to the story. And since we're diving deep into all the drama that didn't make the reunion cut, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the twists still to come.
I think Huda and I had a conversation with Chris about how she was feeling that the girls were ganging up on her. But I don't like if there's bullying. Like, I'm not for that at all. I don't know if there was bullying or not, but at some point...
But you didn't see any?
I think... No, but at some point I do think it was definitely divided between the girls and Huda. And I don't know if it's called bullying, but there were reasons for that. And maybe the girls were grouping up together on her. I don't support that. I told even Sierra, like, just relax on her. She's still a girl at the end of the day. She has emotions. And... Yeah, so
you did feel like there was some separation.
Yeah.
You maybe don't know exactly if there was bullying, but there was a moment in time where everybody that did isolate a Huda, apparently.
I would say there's some separation, maybe for appropriate reason.
Nick's stance has only added more confusion. At the reunion, he sat right next to Olandria while she argued that Huda was feeding into this so-called mean girl narrative that's brought a ton of hate their way. Yet, not too long ago, Nick was on a podcast admitting that Huda was isolated by people in the villa. He even described how he noticed her being left out, saying it definitely felt like there was a division, Huda on one side, the rest of the girls on the other. He may not have flat out called it bullying, but he sure hinted at the fact that things weren't equal. That's why fans are so puzzled. Did Nick change his story? Or did the edit of the reunion make it seem like he flipped sides?
Nah, he got it. Yeah.
I know Shelly and Olandria unfollowed, like they're not following online. I mean, that's your baby Bookie Tuck. Olandria, she's your baby Bookie.
Oh, baby.
Are you following? So where do you stand with Huda, knowing where she stands with Huda?
I mean, I still follow Huda on Instagram. We're friends. Like, even though I voted her off twice. We're still cool. We're still cool. I don't really know what, like, the situation between Huda and Olandria, but I mean, Huda and I are cool, and Olandria doesn't have a problem with it, so that's fine by me.
And here's the kicker. Even after all that, Nick was still publicly following Huda. He literally said during that podcast that despite voting her off twice, they were still cool, still friends. He even claimed Olandria didn't have a problem with it. So why the sudden unfollow now, weeks later, when the reunion's already aired? That's the detail fans can't stop picking apart. Jeremiah then jumped in, making it clear that a lot of what really went down at the reunion never made it on screen. He hopped on Snapchat right after the episode aired, saying edits cut out key moments that could have changed the entire perception. According to him, the guys did way more apologizing and reconciling than viewers ever got to see. He even insisted that Nick did stand up for Olandria, something fans never saw in the final cut. Jeremiah swore the chemistry between Nick and Olandria was real and said that the way it all got chopped up didn't show the full picture.
So last but not least, Nick definitely did stand up for Olandria. And seeing Nick and Olandria in person was so cute, because that was the first time I seen them in person together, and the chemistry was just... That's why I was instantly, like, I already loved them separately, but them together was amazing. But yeah, it got edited out. But I just want to come on here and say 1,000% Nick did stand up for Olandria.
And Jeremiah didn't stop there. He admitted that while he can't spill everything because of the NDA, there were receipts he had lined up if things escalated. Yes, full-on receipts that he brought just in case. Imagine the shock if those had been aired. Jeremiah came ready for the reunion with full-blown receipts, like literally pages of them. Fans were buzzing about how much drama those documents could have stirred if producers had let them air. But when the episode dropped, nothing. Not a single mention of the evidence he had prepared.
Yeah. But they didn't put the other things in that I feel like were probably more, like the real makeup of everything. Like I feel like people did makeup.
Yeah,
True. They made up harder than it looked.
Oh,
That's a good point.
that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most of the things I said did show. But there was like maybe a couple things that didn't.
Yeah.
Just like the rebuilding.
I think
of, like, friendships and
Facts.
everything.
They showed all the thing, but not the actual, like, oh, okay, we're, you know what I'm saying? They didn't show a lot of the being cool.
I think like at the end of the day, like we all went through this experience together. We all love each other in our own ways,
And Jeremiah wasn't the only one frustrated with the cuts. Austin later revealed that his own explosive crash-out moment got completely erased from the reunion footage. He even went on Snapchat to say he couldn't believe producers left it out. Can you imagine how differently fans would have reacted if they'd seen what really happened? Austin wasn't done there. After hinting on Snapchat that his crash-out moment was cut, he doubled down by teasing a future tell-all. Fans were left wondering just how much chaos was kept off our screens.
Bro, we actually got receipts.
Oh yeah, 37 pages.
37 pages.
You didn't do nothing wrong though, right?
Now, as for some other things that got cut, well, Austin claims that he crashed out and they cut it out.
How you feeling?
Good, bro. I can't believe they didn't show. What the fuck?
Hey, yeah, I know, but just be careful.
I don't know what it is.
Oh,
No,
I'm doing a tell-all. Eventually,
do it when I'm not here. WPR. You don't know
What are you guys doing?
I think we're about to get food soon, and then we'll link up. I'm gonna come join y'all because they're gonna go get food.
All right, we're getting. I think we're getting some food.
He later got on his own Snapchat story to share that he couldn't believe it was cut.
Oh man, let me know what you thought of the reunion. They didn't show my crash out. I might do a tell-all. I don't know, but swipe up. Let me know what you thought of the reunion.
And while Austin was frustrated about being edited out, Netflix themselves seemed to jump into the drama too. After Huda revealed during the reunion that she wasn't legally allowed to talk about who she's dating, Netflix updated their bio with the line, "Don't at me, I don't know." That shady little move had everyone questioning what was really going on behind the scenes. Then came the billboard moment. Netflix plastered the phrase, "I can't. It's Netflix" across a giant ad, directly mocking the viral line Huda gave when she shut down questions about her romance. To fans, it felt like Netflix wasn't just laughing along. They were throwing shade at Andy Cohen for pressing her so hard about her relationship status. Louise, the guy Huda's been linked to from Perfect Match, didn't stay quiet either. He hopped on TikTok to defend her, insisting she had every right to stay silent. His message was clear. If Huda says she can't talk about it, then that's final. End of story.
Well, you tell Netflix that we're the #1 streaming show. Shut up. Just shut up.
In the caption, he said, "I am under Netflix, so Huda's response is doing that out of respect for me and what I got going on. And if she says she don't want to talk about it, it's as simple as that. She ain't got to." Just when you thought the mess couldn't get any deeper, Vanna jumped in. She originally posted a TikTok claiming the most insane scene involving her got cut from the reunion, but then quickly deleted it. That alone had fans convinced production was hiding way more drama than they let on. She even replied to someone saying, "I stood up for Olandria and they cut it out too," which only fueled suspicions that the reunion edit was carefully protecting certain islanders while silencing others. She also replied to someone on TikTok that said, "I stood up for Olandria and they cut it out too." As for what else was cut out, somebody asked Jeremiah why no one questioned Ace during the heart rate challenge, and he said that it got edited out.
Understanding correctly, Olandria is your good friend. Taylor's also your good friend. You know how much Olandria is interested in Taylor, and you know how much something or someone or whatever is influencing Taylor to want to be with Olandria. Is that, am I interpreting that correctly?
Yeah, definitely. And I know Olandria definitely really was trying to get to know someone for them, and it sucks that she had to deal with that and get the shit in the stick of that whole entire equation. But, you know, again, Taylor had reached some influences amongst that situation to where he had no other choice.
Did other people, or were other people aware of those influences, or kind of were you only aware of it because he told you? Like, did Olandria know about those influences?
Olandria did know about those influences, and it sucks because I couldn't tell Olandria about those influences.
He later says that when it came down to the vote to keep Huda versus Jalen, that was not his decision to keep Huda. Once again, referencing these outside sources.
First things first, a lot of people were under the impression that it was me standing behind Huda because Shelly was cool with Huda, and that's why I went to go. It was not that. I can guarantee you it wasn't that. Again, a lot of influences play on, you know, Islanders being voted off, you know, a lot of influences. And if I had my way, I would definitely pick Jalen to stay.
If what I'm understanding is, if there weren't these influences, you would have voted for Jalen to stay instead of Huda to stay.
And speaking of things being left out, fans have been relentless in pointing out that Ace's behavior during the heart rate challenge wasn't addressed. While everyone was quick to criticize Huda for doing too much, viewers noticed Ace pulling her in closer. And yet nobody questioned him about it. Jeremiah later confirmed it was discussed at the reunion, but like so much else, it ended up on the cutting room floor. Now let's get into the part that really had people's jaws on the floor: Ace's sit-down interview. This was not just casual shade, this was a full-on call-out of how manipulated the entire Love Island experience felt to him. He flat-out suggested that outside influences, and everyone assumes he meant producers, pushed Taylor to stay with Olandria, even when the spark wasn't there. He claimed that behind the scenes, decisions were being nudged in ways that made Islanders look foolish or one-dimensional on TV, and the way he described it, Olandria came across as someone desperately holding on to something when in reality, it may have been a narrative pieced together for entertainment.
My experience with that was, they thought each other were attractive, but it was never going to be more than just friends right then and there. And they were just, it was just going to be cool, and just as time goes on, Sierra gets, dragged out the villa. Now it's a thing where I'm feeling like I have to be catering to know what's going on between Nick and Olandria. What's going on between Nick and Olandria? It's part of, the Love Island, experience. But my last conversation with Nick before I left was, he finds her attractive, she finds him attractive, but they haven't found a romantic spark. And that was my conversation with him throughout this entire experience. He was saying that it was nothing more than physical attraction. It was just not at that romantic spark level.
Got you.
And, coming out the villa and, seeing that this whole Nick and Olandria thing has been a thing for a while, it's like damn.
Later on, he was asked if he thinks their relationship is real right now, and he did not want to answer. And he ultimately said that he felt like the last time he talked to Nick, it was the same thing of they're attracted to each other, but there isn't a romantic spark.
Do you feel like Olandria and Nick's relationship is real? Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm gonna assume that that's your answer. Is that tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah, it really is tough for me because, again, she just came out here for Shelly's birthday and we all spent a time together at the club and we all kicking and shit like that. So I have a lot of respect for Olandria. But again, from the last conversation that I've had with, Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic spark. They just, they find each other attractive.
Nick and Olandria's relationship, you've expressed in silence, you've expressed your opinions on that. Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark, I know that's for sure real.
And the other ones, not so much, or?
From Ace's perspective, this wasn't about drama between Islanders. It was about a bigger machine controlling the storyline, and the fact that he didn't hold back is why so many fans are buzzing right now, speculating whether producers will clap back or just let the silence speak. Either way, Ace made it clear he's no longer interested in playing along with edits that make him look like the bad guy. Just when fans thought the drama had reached peak levels, Amaya came forward with a breakup announcement that shocked everyone. In a heartfelt post, she revealed that she and Brian are no longer together, admitting that once they left the villa, their paths just didn't align. She explained it with one powerful line: "You don't have to drink the whole sea to know it's salty." That poetic mic drop made it clear there was love, but no lasting future.
From the villa. Who I consider to be my friend is the people who support me out loud. And who are those people? Olandria, obviously me and Shelly, more friends, and Taylor. That's it. Brian calls to check in on me from time to time to make sure I'm straight, and that's it.
So, be asking you who your friends are, and you name Olandria, Taylor, and maybe Brian. The glaring omission there is Nick.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, me and Nick are cool, but to say we are super, super close, like we were in the villa, it's not the case, because again, certain instances, I take a look at it for what it is. Coming out this villa, I've seen a lot of people not stand behind what they say and let narratives continue to spin. The people who stood on what exactly happened in the villa after having all the conversations said today, to when this interview drops, this is who my current people who are close to me. I respect Olandria, I respect Shelly, I respect Jeremiah, I respect Brian, and I respect Taylor. I'm not super, super close with everybody like that, coming outside the villa because, I just see certain things on the internet which I don't respect. And I know you're probably about to ask me about the whole Nick is not a part of that equation. It's just, again, certain things I don't rock with. I feel like if you're my friend behind closed doors, you're going to be my friend in public.
Sure.
And again, we all have fun, we joke, we troll. I seen he did a whole tattoo thing, funny as hell. But when it comes to the serious shit regarding my character, that's the things I take serious.
And you feel like he didn't stand up for you and or silence narratives when he had the opportunity.
And I told him that. I told him, I said, yo, I feel like the answer that you gave was just mad PR, and I didn't respect it. And he was like, well, I'm pretty much over it, so I was like, okay, cool.
It's just, and this was the breaking point, proof that the Love Island story doesn't just end when the cameras shut off. Within just 2 days of the reunion airing, we've had unfollows, secret receipts, accusations of shady edits, Netflix clapping back with billboards, and now a major breakup.
One thing I will challenge you on.
Yeah.
You said you felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You looked into
I looked into it. And don't get me wrong, I was smacking the basketballs and shit. I looked into it and I completely get that. I get that. But again, I'm going into it with the mindset of it's a challenge and everybody's just trying to have fun and do that shit.
Sure.
But again, I completely can see how that looks and why I should be held accountable. And trust me, Shelly done went through all the motions with me in regards to that.
Huda coming out of the
Instead of simmering down, it feels like the real chaos is only beginning. Fans are now asking, will more Islanders start airing out receipts? Will Netflix finally respond beyond memes and shade? Or will the cast themselves keep fueling this fire with more interviews and TikToks? One thing's for sure, Love Island's real drama isn't happening in the villa anymore, it's happening everywhere else. And trust me, we'll be right here covering every single messy update. And honestly, watching all of this unfold feels like we're not just following a reality show anymore, it's a full-on saga. Breakups, accusations, shady edits, even Netflix jumping into the mix. It's like the reunion opened Pandora's box, and now we're all strapped in for the ride. So if you don't want to miss a single twist, from unfollows to leaked receipts, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, the drama is only heating up, and you'll want to be here for every second of it.